Raise your hand if you feel like a rat trapped in the endless 9 to 5 maze. Yep, you know that feeling all too well. But do you ever wonder what the future of work might look like? They say that getting stuck in a 9 to 5 is the safest way to get through life. But really, do you want to get stuck in a 9 to 5 job? And here's a truth bomb. That traditional work model might be nearing its expiration date. Welcome to Financial Literacy. Here, we are dedicated and passionate about bringing you nothing but honest and straightforward facts about your money. We will help you take control of your finances and get you to the next level. Beginners or experienced, this is your one-stop shop for all things financial literacy. Feel classic, but the reality is the traditional work model is losing its luster. Companies are prioritizing efficiency over loyalty, leaving employees feeling like replaceable parts in a machine. I mean, have you seen a company that genuinely cares about you? Yes? No? The corporate world's shiny facade is starting to crumble, and you can't ignore this shift any longer. It's time to question the sustainability of the 9 to 5 grind. Isn't it time for a future with more flexibility and financial freedom? Let's start with something we're all too familiar with. That infamous villain, Mr. COVID-19. Remember him crashing the scene back in 2020? Well, he's the one who forced us all to ditch the office and set up workspaces at home. And you know what? It actually worked. This paved the way for the exploding trend of remote work. Companies are getting super comfy with having folks work from anywhere because it saves money and tends to make employees happier. It's a win-win situation. And speaking of rising trends, give it up for the gig economy. It's like ordering talent off a menu instead of food delivery. Workers get to freelance without any bosses breathing down their necks, and companies save big by only paying for what they need. Double jackpot. But here's where things get really wild. Imagine walking into the office and a robot greets you at the door. I'm not kidding. Automation and AI are muscling their way into our workplaces, shaking up the job market with a mix of fear and excitement. Sure, some routine gigs might go extinct, but that just opens up space for awesome new creative roles to emerge and thrive. So let your mind wander and brace yourself because the future of work is shifting in some crazy ways. No dinosaurs are involved this time, we think. Now, let's take an unflinching look at the psychological combat zone our sacred 9 to 5 grind has devolved into. It's a dark, and I mean a very dark reality where mental health becomes an afterthought, as burnout gets treated like the latest trend or status symbol. Those cheerful morning water cooler chats and friendly hellos from back in the office? We don't know them anymore because they were replaced by the artificial hum of Zoom purgatory and emotionless email sign-offs. Sure, we escaped those office walls and found freedom at home. But did anyone consider the long-term implications for our psychological well-being? I think the answer is a hard, flat no. The facts are brutal. A study found that an employee's chances of developing significant mental health issues increase by 200% if they are grinding more than usual. That put-together colleague you uttered envious under-the-breath remarks about? Who was your cubicle neighbor? Looks attractive on the other side, but in reality, he's probably on his 4th cup of coffee, 2nd late-night email, 16th Zoom meeting, and 3rd work-induced meltdown. And it's not even dinner time yet. True work-life balance is an urban legend at this point. At the end of the day, maintaining any sense of work-life balance these days feels like an ill-advised tightrope walk. It's like a crazy competition where you try to do everything at once, but always end up feeling overwhelmed and defeated. It's actually worse than just focusing on one thing at a time, even if you don't succeed. Imagine making breakfast, answering work emails, and calming down a cranky toddler, all while your mind is racing. No wonder it's so stressful. But for those seeking true career liberation and an escape from the shackles of the 9 to 5 grind, an intriguing alternative pathway awaits. Do the words freelance and entrepreneurship make your soul tingle with visions of liberation from the cubicle nation? Can you practically taste the sweet, unshackled air of calling your own shots? We are not bashing the 9 to 5 here, not at all. But let's be real, freelancing and entrepreneurship are the saviors of the 9-to-5 drought. Honestly, who among us hasn't dreamed of breaking the monotonous chains that bind us to systemic 9-to-5 control? And to be clear, we are not advocating a rash overnight career here. Freelancing and business is not for everyone. It's hard, and sometimes the comfort of having the same paycheck over and over again is still more enticing than a paycheck that goes up and down every month. But what if you could design a career that complements your life, not the other way around? Freelancers and entrepreneurs are the new rock stars, crafting their own schedules and chasing inspiration whenever it strikes. You're like the conductor of your own productivity orchestra, playing your most brilliant tunes at any hour. Just imagine, no more clock punching or soul-sucking routines. Instead, you operate at your peak, crafting work that turns heads, not fridge magnets. Say goodbye to the tyranny of the lunch break rush, the water cooler gossip black hole, and surprise spreadsheet attacks. But the true MVP of this freelance/entrepreneur game, unparalleled flexibility. The new currency driving the future of work. Why contort your life around an inflexible job when you could have your career organically bend to your lifestyle instead? Drop the tiny humans at school, indulge your afternoon yoga obsession. Do it all without the judgy corpo boss glares. From your bed to the beach. Creative possibilities are only boxed in by your own imagination. Heck, you could zoom into that client meeting from a Bahamian cabana if you please. But then again, this road is not meant for everyone. As enticing as it sounds, make sure that you are 101% ready. Because this is not your typical 9-to-5 grind. You can still get a full salary even if you don't do anything. It's not as easy as it sounds. Now I need you to listen up because the old 9-to-5 grind is a thing of the past now. And if you want to pursue freelancing or get into business, you've got to level up your game. So first question, are you tech savvy? Because now's the time to get cozy with new technologies. It's like dating, but with gadgets. You're swiping right on innovation, hoping for a long-term relationship. Remember that coding class you took for fun? That might just save your bacon if the job market goes into apocalypse mode. Also, dust off those creative and people skills. Being able to brainstorm killer ideas and get along with everyone, even the HR who never smiles, is going to make you a hot commodity. Departments will fight over you. AI can't hold a candle to you. And even the office cactus will seem happier around you. Keep learning too. It's like snuggling up with a good book with podcasts and workshops instead. Embrace that continuous learning like it's your favorite hoodie on a rainy day. Trust me, the more you learn, the less you will feel like an old fax machine in a world of cloud storage. And just when you think you've learned it all, the job market will chuckle and hand you a new reading list. Well, that's everything. And just like DJ Khaled said in one of his songs, another one bites the dust. Was he talking about the corporate job? I don't know. Are you ready to say goodbye to your 9-to-5? I know you do. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next videos.